Hello everyone, are you ready for Mars Retrograde 2020? The most powerful transit of Mars in this year, because on the 10th of September, Mars turns retrograde in his own sign of sidereal Aries and moves on back into Pisces, where he doesn't turn direct until the 15th of November. A 9-week powerful transit. Mars retrograde is twice as purposeful, twice as powerful, and very often twice as dangerous. In addition to this, he will pass for 1 week over the Gandanta point between Aries and Pisces, a volatile and turbulent time for everybody. I will guide you through that on the video and indeed give predictions for all signs and for world affairs. If you are new to my channel, sub below. Let's begin. Key dates then for your diary. The 10th of September 2020, Mars retrogrades. And from the 1st of October until the 7th of October, for 1 week, he passes over the dangerous fire to water Gandanta point. Eventually, he will retrograde into Pisces until the 15th of November, when he turns direct again. And indeed, he will continue into Pisces until he goes again over the Gandanta point at the end of December. But let's navigate the first part of this Mars transit because it contains a tremendous transformation in everybody's life. Here we have the chart for September the 10th, 2020, everybody, when Mars turns retrograde at 3 degrees Aries. This is a very interesting point because Mars has not been long in Aries. And for everybody, this will mean a new endeavor, a new purpose in your life in the last month or so, without doubt, because the Mars energy, the forward motion of desire and purpose in life, acting through his own sign of Aries, gives impetus for a creative spurt, because Aries is creation in the zodiac. So everybody would be beginning something new. Everybody will be feeling like something new is beginning, and they'd be absolutely gunning to do that and feeling enthusiastic and confident and empowered. And then September the 10th, Mars turns retrograde, something switches. To understand this fully, you have to understand exactly what a retrograde planet is. It's not what you think it is, and it's certainly not what the Western astrology tells you, that Mars is now weakened. Far from it. He's twice as strong. How is this? A retrograde planet is actually very similar to a situation where you've been shopping and you've forgotten one item. Have you ever done that? You leave the shop and you think, oh no, I've forgotten that thing. What do you do then? You go back into the shop, but you are now in a different frame of mind, aren't you? You're now totally focused. You're not distracted by any other goods, by any other people, by any situation. You've got a mission. Your mind is focused on the goal to get that one item, and you achieve it and you leave. So Mars retrograde is in a similar state of mind. He is going back into Pisces again, and he has a purpose to accomplish. So the last time Mars was active in Pisces, everybody, when he first entered there, was in June 2020. And I predicted on a video, it's up on my channel, you can check it out, the eclipse video for June 2020, in which I predicted that Mars Pisces squaring Rahu, squaring Ketu, and with the Sun involved at that time, would most definitely cause anti-government agitation, chaotic factors with the populace, because Pisces is populace. All sorts of craziness going on. And in fact, we all know what happened. So can we expect the same factors to come to the fore? Most definitely we can. Except now the retrograde factor, it's going to be very, very intense. It's going to be a, oh no, here we go again thing. But much more than that, it's going to actually be quite dangerous, because for Mars to get into Pisces, he has to get through the Gandanta point, bringing up unexpected factors. So here's the chart, everybody, for the beginning of the Gandanta transit. Mars at Nord Aries retrograde, passing over into Pisces, from a fire sign, his own sign, into the nebulous, unsteady, and completely sometimes chaotic realm of Pisces. No signs could be more different than Aries and Pisces. And Mars does not like to be in Pisces so much. So Mars, yeah, for sure, has a mission to accomplish, but it's not one that he enjoys. So when he goes from this Aries, powerful sign, into Pisces, chaos ensues in everybody's mind. Take a note of these dates. Do not start anything new during this week. Do not expect things to go according to plan. Do not think that what you expect to happen will happen in any way like you planned it to. And most certainly, don't sign anything if you can avoid it. Travel is going to be pretty crazy also for some people. But here's the thing. Even though you can't get away from these Gandanta energies at this time, knowing about them, you can face them. You won't be able to go into meditation either and just hide away for a week, because Mars will be agitating everybody's mind that even if you did go into some retreat situation during the first week of October, it would be spoiled. It would not go according to plan. So expect that to happen and you'll get through. The thing to do with any Gandanta planet, particularly Mars, is not to get upset, not to panic, because people will be in a bit of a panic. So it will depend on your own chart. I'm going to talk about it soon, how this will impact. But the most important factor is to try to accept that you're on a mission now, when Mars gets back into Pisces, to sort out some loose strings in your life and to get ready to accomplish it. So here we have it, everybody, the month in which Mars is retrograde in Pisces, beginning on the 8th of October, shown on this chart. Mars is opposing the Sun as he begins a transit. So once again, anti-government forces are rising. We can expect that you personally will have factors with government, maybe with taxes, with money owed, with all sorts of, let's say, difficult confrontations with people in authority, which you have to get over and done with. Don't try to avoid these things. That's the thing. Don't try to hide away. Mars in Pisces is not going to hide away, and you won't be able to. And here's the key thing about it. You can't get away with nebulous activity now. Why not? Because Mars rules Scorpio, and K2 has just entered his own sign at 29 Scorpio, trining Mars in Pisces. This is very good. This is meaning that K2's fifth aspect is on Mars. Can you see that? K2 makes a fifth aspect onto Mars in Pisces. K2 and Mars are quite violent, both of them. But K2 in Scorpio is going to find out information that you didn't know existed and bring it to the fore. It can go either way. If you're trying to hide away from the government with any information, everybody be careful. It's going to come out now. If you want to find out things that have been hidden by the government from yourself or from any authority figure from yourself, you will find out that hidden information. It's going to be a most interesting transit for many people because it's going to dig up. Scorpio is about digging up stuff, okay? It's going to dig up new information that helps you in 2021. So this month is very, very important indeed. Don't negate the importance of Mars retrograde. He has a mission to accomplish in your life, and he most surely will do so. So before moving on to the individual signs, a most important consideration: are some people impacted more than others? They are. Everybody will feel this, but if you are in Mars Mahadasha, it's most crucial. Mars Bhukti also, but to a lesser extent. Aries rising, Scorpio rising, it's an important juncture in your life at this point. Aries or Scorpio in any Virgo chart, in the context of that chart. For example, say you have Scorpio rising in your D10, then career is impacted in regard to authority figures, hidden factors, and tying up loose ends most certainly. If you have Aries or Scorpio in your D9, relationship, marriage, spousal factors are equally impacted, and indeed your whole purpose in life is shifting at this time. Now let's move on to consider the individual moon and ascendant signs. Now for Aries Lagna and Aries moon sign, Mars in your own ascendant or moon sign is empowering you most certainly, but the retrograde motion means that something is sort of slipping off the edge of the cliff because all of a sudden there's a change in tone. Most definitely, though, this is going to be favorable for you because Mars is your 8th house lord from Scorpio. As I've just discussed, K2 will be soon impacting in that area. So you have got to sort out unfinished business, Aries, most definitely. You won't like it. I won't say this transit will be easy for you. You will find it very disturbing because Aries doesn't like to go backwards ever. Aries wants to keep on going forward. Your focus, your sight is always in front of you, never behind you. You're not interested in the past. You want to know about the future, right? But unfortunately, Mars is going to go back now into your 12th house of Pisces, but it's going to be good for you. Because as I've explained, the factor of K2 trining will bring up hidden factors that you need to know about. So when Mars ends up in Pisces, expect that you will have, maybe some of you, really unavoidable travel in your life, unavoidable and even unexpected foreign travel. You will definitely be finding out secrets and hidden aspects that you couldn't imagine. You will become more secretive. You will become really like, do I need to tell people about what I'm doing? Do I need to be so honest? Surely I can just hang on and wait for things to get better. Be aware of that. Because of K2's 5th aspect from your 8th house of sudden events, you will find that hidden factors come to the fore, as I have just explained, particularly in regard to expenses. You have got to sort out your expenses, Aries. They have been spiraling, haven't they? I mean, mightily so, and you've been avoiding them. And really, Mars turning back into this house will take your fears away. Mars is your ruler. He's here to do you good. So if he's in the house behind your 1st house, he's finding out for you. He's your detective. He's your private investigator, finding the information you need to find out to help you in your business affairs, in your financial expenses affairs, and in anything to do with hidden information. This is going to give you an empowering factor because the real beginning happens at the end of December, Aries, when Mars goes back into your sign, and for 2 months until February 2021, you are finally in the full powered driving seat. So use this time for the benefits, even though it will get a bit topsy-turvy and a bit unnerving. It's definitely something you have to go through. So for Taurus Ascendant and Taurus Moon both, Mars in the 12th house of your chart has been quite difficult for you because he is the 7th house lord as well as your 12th lord. But the good news is, of course, in his own sign, it's a Vipreet Raj Yoga, where he has been really getting you to grips with your finances. During the last month, Taurus, you have taken definite action that you've been putting off to get a grip with your expenses and with your financial situation, even with relationship situations. You may have done it a little bit behind the scenes. You're not being open about it. You're keeping it under wraps, but you're taking action. But Mars is going to go backwards into your 11th house. Actually, it's really favorable for you because he will give you support that you have needed. He will bring people into your life to help you through this difficult time. So Mars in your 11th house, Taurus, will definitely empower you to continue with this change in your financial situation, but looking at it from a more broad point of view. You will gain help from friends, as I say. You will gain helpful information that really makes you feel empowered. Most importantly, this is your 7th house lord, so business factors give an increase in income. Financial income from your job increases. You are finding a way to be more creative and it's working for you. So you are going towards your goals, your hopes, and your future is becoming clearer to you as you take positive action in the autumn period. Yes, it's a Gandanta transit, as I've just discussed on the video. Don't forget to check that out. It's going to get tense. There's going to be some panic at some point as everybody goes through that Mars Gandanta transit. But you come out on top of that because it's stabilizing your direction in life. Your future is becoming clearer. Your future is becoming brighter with this marvelous 11th house retrograde. And then Mars goes back into your 12th house to finally sort out expenses and finally put you in the driving seat. There may be foreign travel for you at the beginning of 2021. That will be favorable without doubt. So for Gemini Moon and Gemini Lagna both, Mars is sitting in the 11th house of your chart in Aries as the retrograde transit begins. Now Mars is a difficult planet for Gemini Moon and Lagna. What's happening is Mars rules your 6th house as well as 11th house, and he brings you into conflict with people. So in the last month or so, you've been having new goals, a new purpose. You've been pushing ahead to the future. You've had a new direction of sorts, but other people have been confrontational. Other people have been difficult. What's happening is you've not sorted out all the details, particularly in regard to income from your job. There may have been some real issues for you. So what's going to happen is when Mars moves backwards out of your 11th house into your 10th house, he's in a very powerful position to push you forward to sort out career goals. So this whole Mars transit is focusing on two aspects. Your job itself, because Mars is your 6th house lord. So your career, relationships with your co-workers, with your boss for sure, and your income. These are the most important factors Mars is dealing with. So in October and November, when Mars is retrograde and then turns direct in your 10th house of Pisces, a lot of confusion is going to come forth, but be resolved. You are purposeful now. You're going to have to speak to the boss, many of you. You're going to have to confront co-workers. You're going to have some difficult conversations during October, November that maybe you would rather not have. And here's another thing as well. Mars is aspecting by his 4th aspect your 1st house of self. You will become more confident during this period. Things will be said that you would normally hold under wraps, and particularly because of the 8th aspect on the 5th house, for some of you, this will affect education, which has to be corrected in some way. You may be on the wrong course. You may have to make some serious changes. Or if you have children, there are confrontations to be faced in October, November, which you have been shying away from for some time, Gemini, but you're going to come up for them now. And the good news is it will sort out so much for you. So expect it to be a difficult, challenging transit for you. But the outcome will be fantastic, because when Mars goes back into your 11th house, at the end of December, all of January, February 2021, you will gain the goals you set your heart on. But this time, you will be without the niggling conflicts with superiors, here, and co-workers here that have been dragging you down. So you'll be carrying everybody with you in this new direction. because you have sorted out unsaid factors. Now, what the unsaid factors are and what the difficulties are depends on your personal circumstance. But that's what this chart shows. So get ready for some difficult conversations, Gemini, but it's going to smooth the way forward for you mightily in 2021 for sure. So for Cancer Moon and Cancer Lagna both, Mars is transiting in Aries in your 10th house. This is mightily powerful for you. Mars is your 5th lord and actually a great planet for you. It gives you power in your life. And Mars in your 10th house, new career opportunities have been there. You have been willing to put yourself forward into new directions. You have not been afraid to say what needs to be said to maybe the boss or to anybody who needs to hear your point of view. But you have come up against obstacles, or you don't feel ready, because when Mars retrogrades, you begin to have a few second thoughts about this new career path, about this new opening and possibility. Why? Because there are unfinished issues which need to be sorted. So in October, November, when Mars has gone back retrograde into your 9th house in Pisces, this will be very, very good for you indeed, because Mars will really give you the energy to find out the information you need to make a good career decision. Mars here is particularly good for students. Students who are not feeling like they are doing the right course, or they are not sure what they should do. You need more information. You need help from your teachers, maybe from your father. You need help that will be forthcoming in October, November, and you will make the absolute right decision at this time. Why is this going to happen? Because of Mars's aspects. Mars makes his 8th aspect on your 4th house, the foundation of education and your home. So you're going to have to make big decisions depending on your age about where you live at this time. So for students, it's all about where you're going to study. If you are older than that, it's about actually where you live and where you work. So Mars indicates foreign lands in this 9th house. You may need to travel in October, November. You may need to find information about new residential factors, and expect that it won't be easy, because Mars's 8th aspect on the house of home indicates conflict, maybe with your father, maybe even with mother, because mother is 4th house. So family conflicts are going to be big time, October, November, for all Cancer Moon, Cancer Lagna people. It's going to be a bit heavy because you shy away from this. You don't like it. But you're going to take people with you. When they see your real motivations and the true kindness in your heart, they will support you. So it's going to be emotional. It's going to affect, for many of you, father factors more than mother factors. But the good news is, because Mars is your 5th lord, he carries your good karmas, Cancer, from your past life. You're going to win in this situation. So when Mars goes back into Aries at the end of December 2020, January, February 2021, your career is going to rocket. Surely it's going to go to new atmospheric heights, basically, because you are powered by Mars. You are moon-led. Moon and Mars are very good friends. So you can expect that this difficult period of retrospective thought, if you like, of just taking a step back in this new career move, was well worth it, and success is most definitely within your grasp. So for Leo Moon and Leo Lagna both, this is a tremendously important period in your life, in this year in fact, because Mars is for you a Yoga Karaka planet. He takes you to greatness. Why is this? Well, it's because he's your 4th and your 9th house lord. He's a Kendra lord and a Tricone lord. So Mars is your greatest planet. You get your benefits from Mars. But guess what, Leo? He's gone retrograde. Is this good or bad? It's good. It's good because you want the Yoga Karaka to gain power. You want Mars, Mangal, to gain strength because he will give that strength to you. So what's going to happen? Mars in your 9th house is definitely empowering you right now to find a new system of belief, to put yourself forward into the world in a new way. You are looking for a guru, Leo. What sort of guru? It could be a health guru. It could be a religious guru. It could be a fitness guru. It could be a career motivator guru. But you are needing guidance. Maybe your father is very much involved in this, okay? You are looking to guidance figures for help. You are looking to a system of belief because you are not on track in your life. And your Yoga Karaka Mars is putting you in touch with the very best advisors. So you are a person who deals with inspiring ideas, and these ideas have been coming to you in the last month and you are taking them on board. But there's a problem here. Mars is going to have to retrograde back now into your 8th house of Pisces, and it's going to demand all of your strength to deal with this. Why? There are secret enemies. There are financial factors that need to be sorted. Let's have a look. What it comes down to is when Mars transits retrograde into the 8th house in Pisces, he's an undercover agent for you, Leo. You are going to be empowered to find out factors about financial and joint financial factors that you didn't know before. You'll be amazed. It could be anything. It might be about income tax. It might be about inheritance, legacies for some of you. But new factors that were hidden are coming to the fore because K2 has aspect of this Mars, as I have just explained on the video previously. So you can expect that hidden monetary factors are going to be in your favor. And what else is this house about? It's about power. It's about having influence because Mars' 8th aspect is on the 3rd house of the spoken word and skill. You are being skilled up in October, November. Your speech will completely change. You will have more belief in yourself because you are finding inner strength. So if your strength has been sapped recently, and it may have been from many other factors here, you are most definitely going to gain courage. You see, Mars is your Yoga Karaka, and in this 8th house, he gains control over these factors. Sure enough, you may have to face in October, November, sudden events which take you by surprise, but you will have the strength to overcome them. So, Leo, it's a choppy time, October, November. Hidden enemies are most certainly there. Hidden factors are there. Why? Because Mars is your 4th lord, and 4th is always about base of your life and happiness and your family. But because Mars is in the 8th house, there's a lack of support there. You're not feeling fully supported at this time. But what you are gaining is inner strength. And that inner strength is going to take you through these choppy waters of October, November. And when you get to the end of December and next year, January, February, you will make a big move in your life. This may be foreign based, it may be education based, but you will change what you are doing in your everyday routine to a higher level. You will feel inspired, more in control of your life. As I say, Mars is Yoga Karaka. Whatever he does in your chart, he is taking you to the best place for yourself. So do not fear, no matter how choppy it gets, and it will do. In October, November, you will come out on top. So for Virgo Moon and Virgo Lagna both, there's no doubt, Virgo, it's a tricky period for you to negotiate, but there is help at hand. Here's the thing. Mars is a difficult planet for you because you're Mercury led. And Mars is your 8th house lord of financial factors, sudden events, trauma sometimes, and your 3rd house of communication factors and siblings, family issues. Now, what's going on is that the last month or so, massive financial decisions have had to be made, and you have found this very stressful. Because you are Mercury led, your nervous system is very delicate and you get stressed enormously by these factors. So this could be legacy led for some of you. 8th house Mars is about wills, legacies. It could be relationship orientated, because the two factors that are coming to the fore now for all Virgo people are monetary factors and relationship factors. So for some people it could be divorce, it could be separation that has been ongoing but is financially difficult. For some people it's business, because 7th house is not just spouse, it's a absolute business partner who is causing you some distress. So you are under stress right now, and you've had to make difficult decisions with this Mars 8th house. But guess what? Mars isn't happy with those decisions. He's not happy with your situation. He's going to go retrograde into your 7th house, oppose your ascendant, and he's going to fight on your behalf. Here's what's going to happen. So from October, November, when Mars is retrograde in your 7th house, Virgo, you are going to have to face up to some difficult conversations with spouse or business partner. But Mars has gone retrograde exactly because these conversations need to happen. He's your 3rd house lord of communication. So these things need to be said. Things which have been unsaid are weighing you down and making you stressed need to be said. Do not shy away from these confrontations, because you tend to do so. You don't like them because it threads your nerves, as it were. But steel your nerves now. Mars is fighting for you. How is he fighting for you? Because he is aspecting your 10th house of career and status. Your very financial future depends on these difficult conversations. And from this very house, he will aspect your 2nd house of savings. So something big is happening with your pot of gold, if you like, Virgo, with your savings now. Expenses are mounting up and you need to get a grip on them, and you need your spouse or your business partner to come on board, and they've not been doing so. So during October, November, difficult conversations have to happen. And when they do, it's a huge relief to you. Mars will win the day for you. And when he goes back into your 8th house at the beginning of 2021, wow, you will feel like you are more in control. You will feel like you've sorted out things. You've had those difficult conversations and your financial situation is being stabilized. So for Libra Moon and Libra Lagna, my goodness, Mars is difficult for Libra. Mars is the opposite planet to your ruler Venus. Venus and Mars are opposite sorts of energy. So you're a compromising person, you're diplomatic, you're a superb business person. But people are getting in your way and have been getting in your way for some time. Mars rules your 2nd house of savings. You've been having to dig into those savings, and it's been worrying you, Libra, for the last few months. Mars has been in the Aries part of your chart, the 7th house. Mars opposing your ascendant, having an aspect on your career house and causing great confusion and disturbance. Basically, you have had to make difficult decisions, and very often Libra is a business sign. So Librans are superb business people, superb as self-employed. And if you are that, then Mars has been causing confrontations with a business partner or with clients, whatever it is you are doing for your business. It's been difficult in the marketplace because the seventh house represents the marketplace of life. So you found it difficult to keep on board. You've been putting your savings into use and it's really getting you down now because you like to keep afloat by being very future orientated. Libra is a Venus sign. Venus is a very artistic sign. So you have a view of your future, and Mars has been giving you a great difficulty with realizing this. Other people have been opposing you. Maybe it's been about having to sort out family issues now because family concerns have been weighing heavy on you. There could have been sickness in your family big time in this last month or so, and it's a drain on your energy and on your resources. But guess what? Mars is going to go back into your sixth house. Let's see what's going to happen. Well, what's going to happen first of all is a huge amount of conflict comes out into the open. You know who your enemies are now. They're facing you. This is the actual house of open enemies. So your Marika Lord has gone into your sixth house because Mars is Marika twice for you. He really disturbs your health. So October, November, expect Libra, it's probably going to be pretty heavy. I have to be honest with you. Libra moon, Libra ascendant, October, November, you need those vitamin pills. You need that relaxation cushion. You need a little bit of meditation or some form of de-stressing. Exercise, because you're a very sporty person. Librans like to keep fit, right? So you're going to be having to really go with that exercise routine now to de-stress. But guess what? Mars is going to sort out all of your health issues now. He's gone back because you've got health concerns that you are not looking at. So when they come to the fore in October, November, don't shy away from them. Find a good consultant. Find a good remedy and you will be fine. Mars is great in the sixth house. Mars sorts out those enemies, sorts out your health issues and will de-stress you. So even though it's going to be stressful to come to terms with these factors, Libra, you're going to end up in a fitter state by January when Mars goes back into your seventh house. So when Mars finally comes back into Aries at the end of December, Libra, you're fighting fit. You're going to be fitter and more up for it than you ever have. And another factor, of course, is most definitely here that you may have to face some spousal situation at the beginning of the next year, because Mars in the opposite sign to your sign is in your seventh house of relationships. So as well as business relationships, it's personal relationship conflict too. But whereas you were shying away from it previously, when you get back into this Mars Aries factor in January, February, you will find a compromise situation. You will find that even though you have to have difficult conversations, as I've said, with business partners and spousal factors also, so marriage partner is equally impacted here, you will be in a more confident state after this October, November retreat phase. So it's like you are gaining strength from these intense difficulties, ready to find a solution to business relationships and spousal relationships both. For Scorpio moon and Scorpio Lagna both, Mars is your ruling planet. So this Mars transit is exceptionally important. I would suggest that this will be one of the most important turning points of 2020, moving into 2021. It's not going to be easy, but you'll probably enjoy it. Yes, you'll enjoy it, Scorpio. Why? Because Mars rules your first house, it's who you are, and your sixth house of conflicts. Scorpio enjoys conflicts. Deep down, not the open factor, but the hidden factor, the manipulation factor, the psychological warfare. You revel in it. You like it when you've got a few enemies to deal with. Bring it on, is what Scorpio always says. Well, guess what? Mars is most surely going to bring it on. Why? Because Mars is in your 6th house in Aries. So for the last few weeks, you've been dealing with massive conflict. You've been even encouraging that conflict, and you're not shying away from it. In addition, because Mars is in the house of health, you would have been very much concerned recently with your health issues, with your fitness level, and putting a lot of energy into that. But Mars is about to turn retrograde and change the focus of your life for a few months. What's going to happen? Well, firstly, this rather difficult transit for sure for many people of Mars moving from Aries and into Pisces over the Gandanta point, ultimately for you it's going to prove to be quite favourable. Because for Scorpio, Mars in the 5th house is excellent. Mars in Pisces favours you because he aspects the 8th house of secret information and the 12th house of secret enemies. You see what your enemies are about. You see what the real financial situation is for you. If you are in business, this is fantastic. You find a creative solution to your financial business situation. You find a creative solution to all of your health issues. They disappear. And all of your problems just vanish. Basically, Mars in Pisces for Scorpio retrograde puts you in the driving seat finally. So if you had health concerns, you can deal with them because you find the secret information now as to what's really going on. You may have to have some investigations done medically, but they show you what's going on. There is no more doubt in your mind. So, Scorpio, it's an empowering time, October, November, when you gain this needed information. What else happens? You sort out money situations. Mars's aspect on the 8th house of your joint financial and wills legacies put you in control of these factors. Mars's aspect on the house of expenses sorts them completely. So, you come out of this drastic Mars retrograde transit twice as powerful as you were before. And you were in a pretty powerful position then. So Scorpio, what an empowering time for you. Do not be afraid of conflict, which you are not. But just in case you are thinking of it, don't shy away. Come out into the open and you will find all the support you need. Children will be a mighty help to you at this time. They may be undergoing some stress and they'll be turning to you, and you are a great support for them. So it's a difficult time when Mars goes into that watery Pisces sign for many people. It's confusing, but not for you, Scorpio. You know where you're going, and Mars will empower you most definitely. So for Sagittarius Moon and Sagittarius Lagna both, Mars is a powerful helpmate to you in life. He takes you into new directions in a powerful way because he rules your 12th house and your 5th house. As your 5th house lord, he brings back your past karmas to you in a most favorable way, and he is now in that very house before he turns retrograde. So you are feeling very creative, very empowered as Mars is in Aries. You are taking new steps in your life. Many of you, educationally, you are going into a whole new situation. You're dealing with children in a very assertive way, and you're feeling quite on top of things. And also, hidden information is probably coming to the fore to help you with these factors because Mars is your 12th house lord. So, for some of you, there is a change in foreign residence also on the cards. And then what happens in this mightily powerful time? Mars decides to retrograde back into Pisces, the 4th house of your chart. But don't be afraid of this Mars 4th house because Mars is favorable for you, and Mars is taking you back into domestic issues to sort them out. Some of you may have already moved before this retrograde transit takes place. But Mars is taking you back into unfinished business, family conflicts, money issues. Why? Because Mars is your 12th house lord of expenses. So hidden expenses come to the fore in October, November. Things that you weren't aware of in your family circle cause conflict and a great deal of stress to you, because Mars is not easy in the 4th house for sure. But the good news for Sagittarius is that when Mars goes back again over the Gandanta point at the end of December into your 5th house of Aries, you are gunning ahead for a new beginning in your life, because Mars will aspect the 11th house of hopes and wishes. An increase in income will definitely be coming your way. So despite the conflict and the tension and the stress, Sagittarius, January, February is a powerful time for you after this Mars retrograde period is over. Mars is just tying up loose ends that would trip you up if they were not sorted. So sort them out and expect that 2021 is a new beginning for you in many ways, particularly financially. So for Capricorn Moon and Capricorn Lagna, right now, many of you have made powerful domestic changes in your life without doubt. Mars is not an easy energy for you at all, but he rules a Kendra house. Therefore, he ultimately becomes more favorable to you than you would expect because you are Saturn-led. So Mars is now powerfully energizing your domestic life. Many of you have moved home or are actually moving right now, and you are definitely paying attention to domestic issues, of which there are many which you have to sort out. So finding your home, finding a property, sorting out renovations, moving, anything about home life is to the absolute central thing in your life right now. But what's going to happen is factors that have not been sorted in relation to family concerns come to the fore. Communication with siblings is going to be stressful. In October, November, there's going to be many family factors that you thought were not even relevant anymore come up to be sorted. Mars is the lord of your 4th house. He rules your early childhood, your home. So something unexpected coming up from siblings most likely will be a little bit shocking to you, but will be necessary for you to hear most definitely. Now, Mars's aspect is crucial here. In this retrograde period, October, November, Mars will be aspecting your 6th house of workplace issues, health issues, and conflicts. So unfortunately, Capricorn, you're going to get yourself into a bit of workplace stress for sure. Maybe this new domestic move is not working out as harmoniously as you would like because workplace has not been sorted. Conflicts with co-workers, even with the boss, are going to come to the fore. So why are these issues coming up for you, Capricorn? It's because Mars, who is in the 3rd house, has a 4th aspect on your 6th house and an 8th aspect on your 10th house. So Mars makes a 4th and 8th aspect, which is stressful always, particularly because you are Saturn-led and you like things steady and reliable, don't you? Well, it's going a little bit out of control in October, November. What's happening? Conflicts with your co-workers, conflict with the boss. If you are the boss, then you are actually having conflict with people who work for you, and it's causing you enormous stress. So basically, you've got to watch your health in October, November, most certainly. Why? Because Mars's aspect on your 6th house can increase stress that it affects you physically and mentally and emotionally. You have to stay calm. What you have to avoid are arguments. But sometimes things need to be said that are unsaid. Now, as a Saturn-led person, Capricorn person, you dislike conflicts. You just, you want to escape. You want to go to somewhere peaceful and quiet, go into the countryside, go into the forest, anywhere to get away from this conflict, because you really don't like the disturbing aspect of Mars because Saturn and Mars are enemies. But I'm afraid other people are coming up with these issues. It's not coming from you. It's coming from siblings. It's coming from work, and it's coming from the boss or people who rely on you if you are the boss. So basically, step up and deal with them as much as you can. Give yourself lots of time for escapism, for getting away from this stress in October, November. Because when Mars goes direct and goes again into your 4th house, you can get back to dealing with those domestic issues, sorting out your new home, sorting out those renovations in your home that make you feel secure. So for Aquarius Moon and Aquarius Lagna, Mars is your 3rd lord and your 10th lord. Mars has a lot to do with who you are in life, how the world looks up to you, how they see you in your public phase. So basically, there's some conflict going on there right now. Your status is becoming unclear. Your career path is becoming not obvious to you. Changes have been already made, but you're not happy with them at all because Mars in the 3rd house is very challenging indeed for you. So during these last weeks, you've been having conflicts, family issues, sibling issues, most certainly, and communication has been going haywire. This could be the internet. It could be any form of mass communication. It's not been working well for you, Aquarius. So thank goodness, in a way, Mars takes a break from this difficult 3rd house and goes backwards into your 2nd house. The good news, Aquarius, here is that Mars in the 2nd house is going to energize your financial situation in a favorable way. He has a 4th aspect on the 5th house of creativity, and you are a very creative person. So your financial situation has been in a bit of a stalemate for a while now, and Mars in the 2nd house will energize it and give you serious conversations with business partners and spouse that need to be had. So don't be afraid in October, November, when these issues, these financial stresses come to the fore. It's going to work out fine. Why? Because Mars's 8th aspect is on the 9th house of inspiration and resolution. You may get help from your father or your father's family. You may get help from foreign interests and foreign lands. But you will definitely be inspired to resolve financial monetary concerns in October, November for certain. And then when Mars goes direct again at the end of December 2020 and into your 3rd house, you'll be ready to start that new skill because Mars in your 3rd house in Aries is so powerful to skill you. You'll be changing your whole career. You'll be finding a new skill base that gives you more financial incentive than ever before. So you have to go backwards a little bit to go forward, but you'll be glad that you did. So Pisces Moon and Pisces Lagna, in the last month or so, you've taken a definite financial step that you've been putting off for a long time. Mars in Aries has empowered you because he is your 9th lord to think of the future and to sort your finances out. You see, Pisces, you don't like to spend a lot of time on financial matters. You find it clouds your higher vision in life. And you hate to make a decision. Oh my goodness, one fish going that way, one fish going the other way. A decision is difficult for you psychically, but you've done it. You've made some major financial decision about maybe finances with your spouse or pensions or something to do with legacies, something which is big. You've made that decision, Pisces. Well done. It's making you feel better. But then Mars retrogrades back into your 1st house. What's going on? What's happening is that Mars's retrograde phase in your 1st house will empower you to do more than just change your finances. You will confront factors you've left unsorted for a long time. This may mean some form of conflict even within your own family circle because Mars's 4th aspect is on the 4th house and his 8th aspect, which is very difficult, is on the 8th house, obviously, of joint finances and legacies and wills, even sometimes, as I say, pensions and so on. So there's more to be confronted. You thought you'd got it sorted financially. No, there are more factors you have to take into consideration, but you are empowered to deal with them now. In October, November, you are tying up loose strings that help you to move forward. The difficult issue will be family members and spouse, because Mars aspects the 7th house of your spouse, and things will have to be said. Conversations will have to happen that you would rather not happen, because you are very determined to move things on, and your spouse may not be on board sometimes for some of you. But another favourable aspect here for you Pisces in regard to Mars in your 1st house is the 5th aspect I've discussed on this video from K2 transiting now into your 9th house of Scorpio. See, K2 is the co-ruler of your 9th house of fortune, and he is aspecting your 1st house now. He is bringing secret information into your powerful control. Foreign affairs, people from foreign lands favor you. Spiritual inspiration is very strong in October, November. So you are coming back into the driving seat at this time. It's not a seat that you always like to be in because you defer to other people so many times. But take the powerful reins which are given you. Do not think that spouses are going to desert you because you are asserting yourself. It's going to work out fine. So, at the end of this retrograde, Mars goes back into your 2nd house, and you will find that you are not afraid anymore of these financial decisions. You will feel that you have made the right move, and your whole existence is on a much more secure basis for sure. So everybody, thanks for listening. I hope the video was inspiring and helpful for you at this difficult Mars transit time. Don't forget to sub to my channel. Coming up soon, more videos on Vedic and indeed all astrology. Goodbye for now, and God bless you all.